ha 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 ha. What up, y'all? I know y'all like the entry music, so I'm gonna play it. We gonna get started in about like 1 minute, 2 minutes. Let people come on in here. Let the music ride. Then we're gonna start like in 2 minutes. Okay, saints, children of the Lord, for this is right. What's up? How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? I feel like we about to talk about this right now. Destiny swap. I got tagged in this video earlier today. Got tagged in this video. And in this video, it was a great video from TikTok. And it was talking about the destiny swap that's going on here in America with Black Americans. And this destiny swap has been going on for a pretty long time. And it's not just in music, but I want to talk about it from a musical point of view today. It doesn't mean music is the only place this is happening. It's happening in politics, acting, day-to-day jobs, You go down to the Department of Motor Vehicles in LA, you're more like, or in New York, you're more likely to see somebody named Umbutu Mate over as a last name than you are to see somebody Smith. You're seeing less Smiths in these jobs, less Williams, less niggas named Otis. You ain't seeing too many more. You ain't really seeing no Maxines. You ain't seeing nobody, none of those names. Those names have been replaced by Rodriguez. Owens as a last name has been replaced by Butu as a last name in a lot of these jobs. And names like Smith has been replaced by Odielio. It used to be basketball players had last names like Jason Kidd. Now it's Giannis Sakam Robot Antetokounmpo. It used to be Gary Payton. Now it's Luka Doncic. It used to be, like that. So it's not like we are just now seeing these things. But I want to talk about it from a musical point of view because it's going to tie into what yesterday's broadcast was going to be about had I not stayed on comment for so long. This letter that Jermaine Dupri wrote on Substack about what's going on in hip hop. The two sort of merge. And that's why you got to follow your spirit, y'all. And like, nah, right now ain't the time to talk about it. And then I see this video this morning. And I'm like, now that I've seen this video, it's the perfect time to talk about what I was going to talk about yesterday. But before we go there, I want to say welcome everybody. What's up, Boris? What's up, Uptight 24? What's up, everybody? Rashawn Green, Jay, Jesta, I think that's what I'm saying. Shayla. And salute to everybody that was that was out there in this morning's card reading on Patreon. Tomorrow we go deeper back into the Music University, deeper into R&B and rhythm and blues. I think we're going to really focus in on the singing because we got to understand that this destiny swap is only possible in music when we lower the bar. When the industry lowered the bar, but Black America has been socially engineered the last 30 years to accept lesser music. This isn't a natural thing. You compare the Black American era from 1989, 1986 to 2026, we're there in two different eras. We're not even the same people as far as the level of greatness we were willing to accept. Even from 96 till now, the bar has been thrown down, lowered, and put to the gutter. And hip hop is a catalyst behind it. And R&B has since followed suit. R&B is the big dog on the block, the big dog around the world. And R&B over the last 30 years, 20 years, 30 years has acquiesced to hip hop. That's the tail leading the dog. That's the child telling the parent what to do. And through allowing the child hip hop, I say grandchild. Hip hop is a grandchild. Through R&B allowing the grandchild hip hop to determine the culture for Black America, Black American music culture has been swiped from under our rug. People who know me know when I judge music, I don't judge it on numbers. I don't judge it on how you feel. I don't judge it on how I feel. I don't judge it on my personal favorites versus what I'm talking about. I judge music on the standard of the church. Would this be acceptable in the Black church? As far as talent-wise, would this beat be acceptable? Would this singer be acceptable? Would this laziness be acceptable in the Black church? That's where I judge the music from. And the reason why I judge it from the perspective of the Black church is because it's the Black church that gives the world all of the great music. All of the great genres that we know of today came from musicians that were raised through the black church and learned how to become singers, drummers, dancers through the black church. So that's the hub of where this come from. So that's the hub in which this will be judged. So with that being said, let's get into it. Jermaine Dupri wrote this think piece on the mutation of hip hop, and he asked a very critical question. Of course, we always evolved, but when does evolution become mutation? That's the question. When does evolution becomes mutated? And now he says, where are we in hip hop? Hip hop has lost the plot. That's where we are. So the music is going back. But a major reason why hip hop has lost the plot because hip hop was never meant to lead. Hip hop has never been the main course of music. Rap music is always a side dish. Rap/hip hop was the slowest form of Black American music to develop. It took them about 20 years of rap music. It took about 20 years of rap music for it to be accepted as the number one thing versus other evolutions of black music. Those things were accepted within the first year or two they came out. Funk was accepted within the first year it came out. Disco was accepted within the first year it came out. Rhythm and blues, rock and roll, boogaloo, all of these sounds, the minute they hit, they hit. Rap music didn't really hit as far as on a high level, mass accepted by Black Americans for about 20 years. The social engineering to convince us to accept a lower standard in how to record. So let's break into it. Somebody said, but jazz music started in brothels, not the church. I'm not talking about jazz. And the musicians that play jazz started in church most of the time. Okay? First off, back then, they didn't even have music in the church. So most of your musicians that went to church didn't even play music in church because music didn't start accepting instruments till Thomas Dorsey in 1924. How about you shut the fuck up and listen to what I'm about to say so you can learn something? Okay? How about that? How about you just shut the fuck up and listen to what I'm saying before you try to jump to the point? Now, with that being said, make sure you go on over to, well, I'm not going to advertise a new website yet because it's still getting ready. But go to incenseandashtrays.com and at incenseandashtrays.com, you can see right here my R&B roots of rock, pop, and hip hop, how rhythm and blues change the sound of the world. Appreciate the gold coins. But if you read this is a long article, about 35-minute read. But if you're on Substack goes even deeper than this. So if you got questions, I explain it all. I explain it all right here. All right. Now, this dude's playing this Terry Bozzio's kid. I'm going to go see Terry Bozzio when I was like 16 play. That's not Terry Bozzio himself, but that's his drum set. Crazy setup. But this is let's watch the video that inspired today's talk. Let's watch this video. And then we're going to come back and talk about today's topic, all right? Let's go.
This destiny swap is more sinister than you think.
Oh shit, they got Hail Mary playing. I'm just realizing they got the music playing. Hopefully, if you're watching later on and a video's been edited out, it's because this shit playing music. But I'm gonna play it for right now. I might have to edit it out, and if I do have to edit it out, I will put it up on Patreon, the full unedited version. Actually, let me just mute it. How about I just mute? That's what we're gonna do. I was gonna mute it. That's what we're gonna do. Wait, let me start from the beginning. Just in case that music gets a strike, I'm gonna start this back from the beginning. This is basically a collage of all of the different artists that are not Black American that are now holding the top spots. I'm gonna mute it so I don't get that no crazy strikes. Got Cardi B, Foxy Brown. You notice a lot of this shit started the big time in the 2000 teens, but really in the 90s. And if you look at it, this Destiny swap, it happens mostly through hip hop. Mostly through hip hop. And today's R&B. Because today's R&B ain't shit. Vic Mensa, that cross-dresser. Doja Cat. Look at this. Jedediah. Wale. French Montana. They say Max B is Haitian. That's kind of up for grabs. That's been disputed. People are saying part of Max B's lineage is Haitian. But that's been, so I don't know if that's all the way true for Max B. But the rest of this is. Let's keep on. Jason Derulo. Tyga. OT Genesis. I just saw him last week. Shine. Joey Badass. Busta Rhymes. Fraud. Chameleonaire. Jim Jones. Heavy D, one of the good ones. Pop Smoke. Luke. He took the sound from LA, by the way. What we're dealing with right now is all, for the most part, lower forms of Black American music, especially Pete Rock. He took the best of Black American music and rehashed it. I don't know about Bushwick Bill. Maxwell. You see in the 90s, a lot of this stuff started to come up really big in the 90s. A lot of this in the 90s, in the 2000s. You don't really see this in the 70s, 60s, 50s. So as you see, it's going through a whole bunch of stuff. Everybody that's here ain't bad. I mean, not everyone on this list is a tether. There's some really good artists on. There are really some really good non-tether artists on here. They're just from another lineage. There are a bunch of really good non-tether artists. This is like 85% tether. But most of these, that's a tether. There are a lot of people on here who are not tethers. They're just of another lineage. That's a tether. But there are a lot. This is the media right here. Look at the media. Media Takeout, Sports, Stephen A, Abby Phillips, News, Byron Donalds, that's Politics, News, Juan Williams. And remember, Candace Owens is the one that said that she has a Caribbean bias when it comes to negative news about Nicki Minaj and Rihanna. This is Politics, mostly over the last 30 years. Mostly since the 90s. Kamala Harris, Barack. Look at all this. Y'all remember when she said this?
No. My mother's Jamaican.
Yeah, they playing that music. I can't play the music.
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people. No.
My mother's Jamaican. Father's Panamanian. You have a lot of Black people in this country who are not descendants of the American slave trade. So
you see here, a lot of these images are a lot of people that we've been seeing representing our faces over the last year. Question, chat. last 20, 30 years. Question, chat. Is it me, or has the quality of our entertainment gone down the last 30, 20, 30 years? Let's break this down. I didn't equate this to non-black Americans until just now, honestly. I just saw this. But I've been saying this since I'm more so equated with the Telecommunications Act and how it became easier for those at the top to pick winners and losers. But look at our sitcoms. Look at where we were when we had In Living Color, Martin, Living Single. Have we had a series of sitcoms since In Living Color, Martin, Living Single, even the Wayans brothers, even though the Wayans brothers was a knockoff Martin, even when we look at the Wayans, but those sitcoms of the 90s, when we get to the 2000s, are they anywhere as good? The answer is no. Look at the movies. Friday. Have we had anything equivalent to a Friday in the last 30 years? Comedy-wise. We look at the movies of the 90s, Strictly Business, Love and Basketball, The Wood, The Best Man, The Inkwell. There was a lot of really good movies in the 90s that were black. We had a whole like subgenre of films, the genre of just black films, coming of age films, like The Inkwell, kick-ass films like the Walking Dead, Dead Presidents, war films, feel-good films. We had a lot going. Have we had any movies as wholesome as the movies of the 90s in the 2000s and 2010s? It's like, if you do get a black American, it's cheesy, corny-ass comedy like Kevin Hart. It's forgiveness, trans agenda, Tyler Perry. Or we're straight up dookie smelling Lee Daniels films. That's what you get when you get black American. Or you got to jump over to Issa Rae and get TV shows like Insecure. Insecure was the absolute worst depiction of Los Angeles I had ever seen in my black ass life. Insecure, I remember I didn't know why I couldn't get into Insecure. Shit was just terrible. Like, if these people, because Insecure is in my neighborhood. One of my best friends lived on the block right in two apartments down from the dunes, and I know the area very well. And the people you see on Insecure would get beat up. I won't even say they would get beat up. They were just corny. Like they those kind of people like that were on Insecure. They didn't come outside. Like they probably were in the neighborhood, but they wasn't riding bikes with us when we was 10. They wasn't outside riding bikes with us. They wasn't on a basketball court with us in our 20s. The people you see on Insecure, they weren't at the Fox Hills Mall on a Saturday. They weren't at the Beverly Center on a Sunday. They weren't on Crenshaw on a Sunday. Everybody you saw in Insecure was a cornball. And they were not realistic they were not true depictions of the people of South Central LA. And I did not understand why. I just remember my wife would watch that show and I would look at like, who are these people? Who the F are these people? They're fucking weirdos. We haven't had true entertainment in a long time. Like, if you're not from LA, I can see you liking Insecure because you don't know no better. Like, if it was a show based in DC, I couldn't tell the difference between I could tell a black American, non-black American, but if somebody don't have the nuances of DC, I wouldn't be able to know because I'm not from DC or Baltimore or Seattle or Dallas or wherever. But I'm from LA. Same thing with The dude that I could never get into that show. What was that show that they stole from Rick Ross? What was the name of that show that they stole from Rick Ross? That lead actor that was on. I saw that dude one time and was like, "Who the fuck is this?" What was the name of that show? Like, I forgot. Well, y'all know the show I'm talking. They stole that John Singleton did it. It was a good show. But what was the name of that show? That was about L.A., the drug deal, 80s L.A. Snowfall. I saw the dude on I took 1 minute of watching the lead on Snowfall and was like, that dude would get beat up. That's not, who the fuck is this? Who is this? This dude would get beat up walking down Vernon. But I couldn't put the two together. I'm very familiar with Issa Rae's background. I looked it up a long time ago because she said she grew up in View Park. I grew up in View Park too. That's Issa Rae, when she moved to LA, moved to my neighborhood. Like, Issa Rae's family, I don't know exactly where their house is, but if wherever Issa Rae's family lives, it can't be no further than 2 miles from where I live, from where my parents still live, and everything. I'll be in View Park later today. So when the minute she said she grew up in that area, I said, no, she's not the women of that area. My wife is from that area. I know the energy of the women of that area. I married one. So y'all ain't gotta tell me Issa Rae's background. I looked it up already years ago. That's what made me realize, like, okay, now I see why I don't like this show. Shit was terrible. And so we've been seeing this, and we've been seeing the quality of programming go down. Now let's get to the music with this Destiny swap. Y'all notice that let's take like The Weeknd. The Weeknd has been one of the biggest so-called R&B artists of the last decade. But his whole sound is reliant on samples. Same thing with Bruno Mars. The sound is reliant on 70s soul samples, or if not an outright sample, playing with the 70s soul type groove chords. Rhythm and blues, when it was at its best, did not rely on sampling nothing. As a matter of fact, the rhythm in rhythm and blues is the jazz. The blues is the writing structure and the story that makes up rhythm and blues. Rhythm and blues is a component of all black music. It's a mixture of all black American music that comes before it. Rhythm and blues is the highest expression of verbal black American music. It's the highest expression. Once say verbal singing and things like that. And that all comes from the church. And over the last 35 years now, 36 years with 2026. So it's been 36 years now. 35 years. Because when did Real Love come out? Real Love came out, what, 92? So it's been right at about 34, 35 years. They've been successfully removing real singers from singing. Removing real singers from singing. The first thing they had to do to Destiny swap us was to convince us to take a lesser form of music, a lesser sound. Remember when Whitney Houston, she was booed at the Soul Train Awards in 1989, not because we didn't love Whitney, but because her sound was too pop. The sound was too cheesy. And as a Black American listener, we demanded more soul from our artists. So since Clive Davis put Whitney on that pop train, and I'll go deeper when I did my deep dive into Clive Davis, I broke this down much deeper. Go back and watch that episode for greater details. When we allowed, when we had that standard, we weren't telling Whitney we don't like you. We were saying, hey, you making this thing too white. You need to blacken it up. And that is what allowed her to do her next song, Baby Tonight. Baby Tonight was the first song that Whitney Houston was able to choose because that was the backlash she received. So she was finally able to sing a soulful song with Baby Tonight. Hold on. I thought he was scratching the door. Okay. Little nigga Rocky over here. He was knocking on the door, then went the other way. Somebody said, how is it too white? It's not about the singing. It's about the texture of the music artist's life. It's about the sound of the production. Oh, I forgot my brother Artist Life born in 92. So you were born long after the BS started. It was white because of how it was put together. The production. Let me give you a music example. And if you're on my Patreon, you go deeper. Let me see here. It's the tone. It's the gospel. You make it white by removing the gospel. By removing the church. That's how you make it white. By removing the attitude. By removing the pocket. It sounds white. And Clive Davis did that on purpose. Y'all has that, it kind of just makes you do like this. You know, it don't make you really groove. You ain't really grooving, but you kind of on top. And the production was purposely produced that way. Same thing with How Will I Know. Great songs. Great songs. Great songs. I'm not saying they weren't great songs. I'm not saying she can't sing. But the sound itself is Black people, our music is slower. Our music is bass driven. It's groove driven. That's sitting the sound on top. Their music is on top. Our music is depth. You put that next to let me see here. You put that next to say, let me go into the funk radio. If you're on my Patreon, you got these playlists that I'm playing from. Let me go over to the funk radio station and show you what I mean. Let's see here. Let me see here. Shaka. Let me give you some Shaka Khan to show you the difference. And this is what Whitney was raised on, what she would rather have been singing. If it weren't for Clive Davis, Whitney would have been doing more stuff like this. If you feel like dancing, The production just makes you get a stank face. It's very robust. It's the funk. See, black music works on a feeling. Our magic is the feeling. We don't do sales. We don't do technicalities. We don't do it sounds right. We do it feels good. You gotta feel. Let me give you another song by here. This is our tempo right here. This is black. Come on now. Why ain't play? See how it's slightly slower? That's us. You dig what I'm saying? Versus that How Will I Know makes you want to do the Carlton. That's probably the best way I could put it. When you listen to How Will I Know, you want to do the Carlton dance. When you listen to this is soul. It's the texture and how the music is delivered. Our music has a feel. There's nothing you can technically say to encapsulate the Black American sound. There's no thing, one word. But it's a feeling. And it cannot be duplicated by anybody on the planet. It cannot be duplicated by anyone on the planet. There's a standard that we have when we connect our music to the church and to the gospel and to the feeling. Let me give you an album that they totally sat on and shat on. In the 80s, it was in the 80s they were making black music become more white. And if you want further information, you can read The Death of R&B by what's his name? By Nelson George, Death of Rhythm and Blues. In the 80s, they were really whitening our sound, right? Mm-hmm. And you were getting great singers, but this is what they were doing in the 80s. This year, around the same time, Quincy Jones and my father-in-law, James Carmichael, through Lionel Richie, they were the ones that were setting this new mold on how to get a black singer to have a white sound. The two producers most responsible for that were my father-in-law, James Carmichael, and Quincy Jones, making it more flat and digestible for crossover audiences. It's like making it's a different thing going to a soul food restaurant and a diner. A diner is going to be seasoned sort of for everybody. If you want more salt, you can put it on there yourself. But a soul food restaurant, you better not put no salt on that. You probably gonna goddamn die. And we gotta call it's not yacht rock. We gotta remember they're trying to redefine it into yacht rock. No, it's blue-eyed soul. White people in the late 70s, the Doobie Brothers, Steely Dan, Hall & Oates, they had something that was at the time called blue-eyed soul. It was known as blue-eyed soul. This yacht rock thing didn't start until like the last 5 or 6 years. I never heard the term yacht rock until that documentary. At the time, if you look it up on the charts, it was called blue-eyed soul. They were making white singers try to sound black. So you had songs, let me give you an example. Before I go here, you had songs like This group right here, Player, white dudes and black dudes. This is white people trying to sound black. Baby, come back. You see how they got that? You see how they got that? That black feel?
Baby, come back. Any kind of fool could see.
They try to call that yacht rock now, but when that came out, it was in the distinction of blue-eyed soul. Okay? Never forget that. And they did pretty good. You have Phil Collins. And mind you, Phil Collins, rest in peace, he had Earth, Wind, and Fire as his backing band. Mind you, Phil Collins had Earth, Wind, and Fire as his backing band.
She calls out to them.
You have Phil Collins. You had the Doobie Brothers, Michael McDonald. And I love these songs. I love all these songs. These are great songs.
Never really was.
You had all this going on. This was called, never forget, Blue-Eyed Soul. Blue-Eyed Soul. Blue-Eyed Soul. Blue-Eyed Soul is what they called this, not yacht rock. Blue-Eyed Soul. They were, and here's why that's important. That's important because they were acknowledging these are white guys with blue eyes trying to sound soulful. That's why it was originally called Blue-Eyed Soul. Acknowledging white men and women sounding black. The Bee Gees, Sarah Song, and I love this song. Samantha sang. I mean, she sounded way better than Beyonce on this. This was called Blue-Eyed Soul. Blue-Eyed Soul. Blue-Eyed Soul. They labeled this Blue-Eyed Soul. White people with blue eyes trying to sound soulful. It's only been relabeled yacht rock in the last 5-10 years. 20, 30 years after the genre died. You had Christopher Cross, Kenny Loggins. These were all blue-eyed soul artists. See, this is why this Destiny Swap thing is so important that we talk about. Because even when they come and try to take our shit 30 years later, 30 years after the genre dies, 40 years after the genre dies, now they're retelling the story. Okay? Yeah, Simply Red. Blue-Eyed Soul. So the response to Blue-Eyed Soul was black artists sounding white. Pulling the spice back. Pulling the soul back. And Easy, that's Mr. James Carmichael, rest in peace, Pops. But he did that on the same record. He did the funkiest song of his career. That's black. You see that? It just make you do this. And if you want to widen it up, see, black music just kind of make you just But if you want to widen it up, you just You change the texture of it. You change the tenor of it. And then so as the 70s went along, you get Quincy Jones with James Ingram with this white sound right here. That was on purpose.
So much more.
You see?
Why don't you say?
Sounds good. I love The Dude is one of my favorite albums. So you're not about to give me the crap on this album. But this is how it started to sound. Our music started to go their direction. see, it just makes you just. That was the black response to Blue Eyed Soul. Instead of black people going funkier, the record label said, no, this is what we want to pay for. The record label said, this is what we want to pay for. So like Peabo Bryson, he started out a little bit soulful right here.
I don't know what I'm gonna do.
But as Peabo Bryson's career went on, it got very, very whitewashed. The sound. The goddamn vocals are beautiful. You dig what I'm saying? It got into this the 90s. They use his amazing voice to have a more of a pop type sound. You know? That no matter how. When the white artists with Blue Eyed Soul started crossing over to black, as a lot of black artists started crossing over to white. Who got left out is the question. This is what got left out. Don Blackman. He got left out. This is 82. While black music is trying to sound white, we had this is us right here. This is us. This is also 1982. You see, that don't make you do this. That put a stank face on you. And this album got buried. When I introduce people to this is an album that, like, as time goes on, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. It didn't go anywhere, not because it wasn't good. It's because the industry sat on it. And part of it was this song right here. They didn't want this. You see, I got that hip hop feel to it, but this is real musicians. You had, and that's Dennis Chambers on the drums. This is Dennis Chambers on the drums right here.
You try and do all the things that's good for you.
Y'all heard Dennis Chambers' foot? That wasn't with 2 feet. That was 1 foot. Hey, drummer. Press number 1 if you're a drummer out there. Only a drummer. Hey, look. Only a drummer. And I'm going to get a tag, so I'm going to take the next part out. I know this part going to get flagged. Only a drummer can appreciate this part right here. This little 3-second breakdown. Only a drummer can appreciate that. That's 1 foot. That's 1 foot. We was getting real funky with it. This is how Don Blackman would do a love song. Listen to how soulful this is.
What's wrong?
Let me see, where is that? That's the difference. The difference between white music and black music is the texture and the tenor, the tempo, the pocket, the feel, the groove, the expression. We have to move the expression out. We have to remove the grits and the gravy. We got to water it down. When our sound gets watered down, all it does, it makes it easier for them. See, the 80s, when they were trying to go, let me give you another example. I thought I had this up here. And again, this is my song right here. Look, my father This shit paid for me and my wife's wedding right here, so I ain't about to shit on it. And James, Mr. Carmichael tells me, he said when Mr. Carmichael was making these, we had a conversation about this sound. He always said funk was his favorite genre to play. Well, gospel was his favorite. Outside of gospel, funk was his genre. But he was like, man, but them pop checks hit different. But this is where they were sitting our music.
You're all I've ever wanted.
Or let's go dance song for dance song. This is what they were trying to do with our dance music. And I know this well because, again, I have had 30 years of conversation with the producer who helped pull this off. This is the 80s. That's what they were doing with it in the 80s. That same time, this is the black sound. Come right here. You put that versus this. Do the dog, get your baby, do the dog. Hear the difference? Yeah. Hear the difference? Class? Do you hear the difference? That's what they're pushing our music. You contrast I Want to Dance with Somebody with what we was doing with our music. You heard this is what they were doing. This is what we was doing. This is where niggas was roboting to this shit right here. And when it comes to like dances like the robot, that's all predicated on the foot pedal of the drummer. That's why Black American music, our music is so nuanced and detailed. You want to know why people were doing the robot back then? When you listen to the kick drum, the tempo in the kick drum, that's what we was doing. Those doubles up on the kick. And you contrast that with these, like, that got pushed to the side. One way got pushed to the side. More robot music. If you want some more, on your mind, get set. That's what we was doing. Push. Push, push, push. Robot music. The rhythm is what guides us. Same thing with Ozone and Tina Marie. Robot music. The rhythms program, the rhythm tells the body what to do. So to make the music less black was to take the rhythm away and play it more straight ahead. Y'all see? It's like when it comes to their Blue-Eyed Soul, the Steely Dan's Asia album was one of my favorite Asia albums of all time. Now, mind you, they generally have black musicians in the studio for a lot of that Blue-Eyed Soul, especially Steely Dan. Steely Dan had black musicians up in there, Bernard Purdy on drums, and people like that. But as you see, there was a level that we can go. They even did it to Denise Williams. They made her crossover, then they got rid of her career. Y'all remember Denise Williams? You see? It just kind of make you want to see white music. Just you just shake your shoulders to this shit. You know what they shit? It just, it's shoulder shaking music. Versus Stephanie Mills. This song just make it. You put that that was the producers crossing over Denise Williams versus Stephanie Mills, who wouldn't allow them. Stephanie Mills did not allow them to cross her over.
Then you showed me that there's so much more.
You hear that soul? It's just a. Our music, when it's done the way we do it, nobody can touch us. Nobody. Y'all saw Tiana Taylor trying to redo this song right here? Our music at our best is tether-proof. Y'all heard Tiana Taylor trying to do this. She couldn't do it.
Maybe one day you'll be a star. But until then, baby, I'm the one.
From the gut, from the soul, couldn't do it. Like, listen to Denise Williams from when Maurice White produced her to when that crossover song came. This is her with Maurice White. This is soulful right here. Because sometimes it's not aggressive. Sometimes it's just how you flow. How the song flows. It's crime right here. This is soul right here. Right here. Just that little move when Niecy's just singing, and then the way it moves, that's our shit. It's a flow to it. It moves with nature. Our music moves within the anatomy of nature. I'll never forget something that James Carmichael told me. He was like, man, he said, when I wrote my music, when I put my arrangements together, he said, every arrangement took on a form. It took on a shape. And the shape always turned out to be the shape of a black woman. Our music curves. It doesn't just, our music isn't flat. It curves. It takes on the shape of a black woman. Look at the black woman. Black women got the booms and the baps. Black women ain't built like this. Well, some of y'all are. Big love to y'all too. You know, I'm a fat nigga, so who am I to judge? But black women got the booms and the baps. Some of them just got the booms, no baps. Some of them got no baps, no booms. But they got the booms and the baps, or the booms or the baps. There's very few black women shaped like a straw. And our music takes on that shape. We have our orchestration, the soul. We look at this. This takes on the shape of a woman right here.
Sometimes we feel inside of us that.
Let me see.
Not here.
Hear this climb right here.
Not here. And
that song just make you want to put on a tuxedo and snap your fingers. You see the quality? Now let's compare that quality to The Weeknd. See, we kind of bounce on a vocal tech. Now, mind you, they're using the Atomic Dog bass line. This is the Atomic Dog bass line. But watch how you bounce like a pogo stick to this song.
Love it. Oh,
It's flat. And they use the atomic dog. That's Dennis Chambers on drums. Y'all hear that atomic dog bass line and drum line? Compare the two.
But I love it.
Using the atomic dog bass line, that's how they sound. That's The Weeknd. This is and worst part about it is The Weeknd made way more money on that using George Clinton than George Clinton made on his own shit. You can't compare the two. Listen, you're The Weeknd. It ain't no bouncing on a pogo stick to that. You gotta dance between the grooves of that. Y'all see that? Bruno Mars.
Tonight. I'm a dangerous man with some money in my pocket. Keep up. So many pretty girls.
Y'all hear that? Compared to the Gap Band.
Say oops.
Can't compare it. Rihanna. Rihanna and Drake. Well, now let me see. Let's go to this with Rihanna. Don't stop the music.
Please don't stop the. You make us staying over here impossible. Baby, I'ma say. Baby, are you ready? 'Cause it's getting cold.
See, just compare that to Donna Summer. Same kind of beat. Even though this both 4 on the floor because Rihanna comes out of Donna Summer. Donna Summer is the one that really laid the foundation for that dance, disco style dance music. Donna Summer is the queen of that. But even when Donna Summer was doing disco, completely different, better singer. You see that? It's just a different, like, Rihanna couldn't do Donna Summer, but Donna Summer can do Rihanna. Are we making sense here? Yes, Cisco's most definitely better than Usher. Yes. So this is the point of today's broadcast. I'm here to show you the consequence of the destiny swap. Our music ain't even our music no more. Our music is taking on the texture and the tenor of their sound. It's still based in black music. It's just black music that's unseasoned. It's unseasoned black music. That's what it is. Madonna. Okay, not that one. This is some Madonna.
What are you looking at?
Can't sing. Cool music. But really can't sing. You put that. You hear that seasoning? The seasoning is gone. Black American backbeat, no seasoning. Versus, say, our music, you gotta feel our music.
Can go on without you. Then you came back. You brought it all together again. Now I know.
You heard that? Did y'all not hear that from Shirley Murdoch? I can't sing. What the fuck was that? When was the last time you heard? When was the last time you heard this kind of seasoning put on a song? I'm gonna put that one little part.
I know.
When was the last time you heard that? When we sing on that level, we can't be replaced. We can't be duplicated. We can't. When we were singing like that, they couldn't replace our shit. Now, it could be a parallel thing. Like, okay, yeah, y'all have y'all Madonna. That's cool. Y'all go ahead and have your Boy George. Listen to all the Michael Bolton you want. Fine. We still had our own. We still had our own that couldn't be duplicated and it couldn't be replicated. Y'all can have that. Y'all can have whatever y'all want. Fine. Y'all can have y'all weekends. Y'all can have y'all Rihannas. That's cool. The problem came when black people started accepting Adele more than they accepted Jill Scott. I'll never forget when Jill Scott's last album dropped. 2014, Adele and Jill Scott dropped an album in the same year, and I saw a whole bunch of black women. Oh, Adele, oh, that's so good. I'm like, that shit ain't nowhere as good as that Jill Scott shit. They was fawning over Adele. Like, when and where did we lose our culture? To you'll fawn over a fucking Adele and ignore a Jill Scott. Yeah, like Love Under New Management. Yeah, we had that. Mickey Howard. That was some singing. That was some singing. I'm in love under new management. That's Mickey Howard. And that's Miss Alex Brown. I interviewed her. I still got to put that interview up on Patreon. I've had the interview. I've been sitting on the interview for 2 years with Alex Brown. That's her singing background on this. You hear that with that church? Hoo, hoo, hoo. What?
Hey, girls.
You don't get that no more. It used to be, okay, y'all want it to be like, what's that boy name? Y'all want y'all Boy George? Fine.
Of stories untold.
Okay. Y'all get y'all Boy George. That's fine. We had Gerald Levert. Nigga singing his ass off on this song.
Just a little bit. I wanna give you all of it, baby. Oh.
That's singing. You can't compare Gerald Levert to nobody that's out right now, these pussy sounding ass niggas. Gerald Levert to Drake, we falling off. You got niggas now listening to Drake. We didn't need no Drake. We had Freddie Jackson. Freddie Jackson kept it soulful.
Love you. Whisper sweetly in my ear. Have you ever loved somebody?
Keith Sweat, Black American music got colonized when we lowered the bar. When we took the soulful out, trying to chase them, and we got rid of our power singers. Now everybody whispers. So, and this is no disrespect. What's that? What's that new girl that TDE just put out? What's her chat room? What's the name of that girl that TDE just put out? Like, you listen to Kalani. This is today. This is R&B today.
Call your fine rich ranks from my bad bitches, black truck. We can run it.
Huh? This is today's R&B. You hear that shit? Oh yeah, Imani. That's her name. Imani. And I like TDE. I love TDE. But this album, Paper Cut, is still us trying to sound like this. This is black people chasing white folks.
Oh, you better come get me before I go.
No soul.
Can do I lose my life?
Like, you see how it sounds depressed. There's no life. Our music is supposed to have life, black people. And I say this with love. I know people from TDE be watching me. I became aware of that in the last 6 weeks. I just became aware of that. So for you niggas from TDE that be listening to me, this is no love. But listen to this. As long as we sounding like that, it's going to keep the door open for this.
Check the time, even when it is.
As long as that's the bar, everyone can reach it. As long as that's the bar, everybody can reach it. But when we put the bar here, I won't let me know. When we put it there, and that's also Miss Alex Brown singing background right here. See the life that comes through Stephanie Mills' voice? You hear the life that comes through that? You hear the life that comes through that? Evelyn Champagne King. You hear the life that comes through this? You know what she really opens up on her voice. You see how that Angela Winbush, you hear how these black women's vocals give you life? Our music is life-giving.
Baby, smile. If anything, I'd miss your smile.
Y'all hear that? You smile. Listen to the lyrics. You don't have to cry. Listen to that. Not only do you get them great vocals, you get the message of drop that. That's one of the greatest vamps ever. Dry your eyes. Please don't cry. You can be strong if you just hold on. Dry your eyes. Please don't cry. You can. That vamp. This, like, if you're feeling bad, you can listen to this to lift you up. I don't need music to agree that I'm sad. Yes, I'm sad. I know I'm sad. I need my music to lift me out of a sad space.
Baby, dry your eyes.
That's lifting me out of a sad space. We wonder why these kids are so damn depressed. They depressed, and the music is depressed right along with them.
Read everybody's turning. Keep a place for me, even if you're hurting.
That song is depressed right along with the people listening to it. Nigga, I know I'm depressed. Give me some chords to lift me out of this depression. Get me out of this depression. Denise Williams get you out of the depression.
Then sitting here cuddle up next to you, 'cause you love me, baby.
Hey man, make sure y'all donate to the foundation. This episode is done. I'm not getting monetized. Just make sure y'all donate to the if you appreciate what I do, hit the fundraiser. You see where it says fundraiser right below. Put $5-10 on it. This shit's demonetized. This shit's demonetized. So if y'all can put $5-10 on it, I appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. It helped me counteract my demonetization from this video. But do you hear the difference? Yeah, Candy Staten. Do you so now instead of sounding like an old ass unk, I'm talking to you about function. This lifts you up.
Say I'm gonna leave 100 times a day. It's easier said than done.
It lifts you up. It doesn't agree with your down state. It's not Drake saying, "Oh, I'm mad and everybody don't like me. I'm mad and everybody don't like me. I lost a battle and nobody like me. I'm just gonna sit here and be sad all day. I'm just gonna sit here and sound sad all day." Y'all hear the difference? You hear the difference? One is saying, "I'm going to sit here and be sad all day. I don't like anything going along. Let me just sit back here and sing this song."
Maybe in this song?
It's a joke. I take it serious, though.
Chocolate AP and chocolate the V.
That trap beat is also a wartime beat.
You the fucking best. You the fucking best. You the fucking best. You the best I ever had. Best I ever had. Best I ever.
What does that voice do to lift you up? That's why I never like people be like, "I like trap." Like, what do you like about that? Like, do you agree to have a nigga just having you? Okay, you the fucking man. You the fucking man. You the fucking man. Best I ever had. You the fucking man. You the fucking man. Best I ever had. Best I ever had. Huh? I understand like somebody saying somebody's the best, but that's another way. There's another way to say you're the best. You could do it, you could do JC McGee's voice. voice. It's like, do you want to hear some depressed, like, even when it come down to the love music? That Drake.
Milliana, it's been so long since you texted me. I finally took a break and now I feel like I'm on ecstasy.
Genesis, if you Genesis, if you or compare love songs. Compare love songs.
Turn off the lights and let's get cozy.
You hear that? You don't hear, like, is it me or is there a huge drop off in just quality? Fuck sales. Fuck what you like. I mean just the quality of sound. You can be, we all can have breakups. But the breakup can really,
It's just another sad song. I think I better let it go. What you say about it looks like another love TKO.
broke up. Man, looks like a love TKO. I lost that one. I lost that round. Let me just let it go. Let it go. I mean, you can get there's a difference in the Black American sound. The Black American sound, and I want to say this, and make sure I hit the foundation button, please. And donate to the Cash App also. $ Dewan B1. James, all right, y'all already doing it. Hey, James, I appreciate the Cash App. James, I appreciate the Cash App. $ Dewan B1. Cheryl, appreciate the Cash App. Jan, Michael Johnson, I appreciate the Cash App. Appreciate all y'all. The Black American sound has never been about, oh, I'm just sad. Oh, and I'm just going to stay here and be mad. Well, the blues. Yes, that's what the blues is about, sadness. But that's why we created rhythm and blues. The point of the sound is to get you up out of where you are, to lift you up. Acknowledge where you are right now. Acknowledge how sad you are. Acknowledge how heartbroken you are. Acknowledge how bad you feel. And then let's use these chords, these strings, and these powerful, beautiful voices to lift you up out of that. But with this destiny swap and our music being taken, it's, if you notice, this destiny swap coincides with our music working against us. If the music isn't healing you, chat room, what is it doing? If it's not healing you, what is it doing? Yes, Carol, solution-based music. Our music is solution-based. We make solution-based music. First Class Citizen, I appreciate the Cash App. Our music is solution-based, right? But it all started when the whole Diddy sound came in. A non-musician making music. The shiny suit era of rap. The everybody trying to sound like Aaliyah. Aaliyah was a blessing and a curse. That whisper sound was Aaliyah's sound. It wasn't meant to be all the sound. She said, I'll make a donation, only take Drake out of the rotation. Agreed. Yeah, it's hurting your soul. So I'm not speaking from the point of view, Andrea, I appreciate the Cash App. In she, I think I pronounced that right. I appreciate the Cash App. See, see, if y'all notice, I didn't say that they shouldn't do our music. Look, our music is dope. Everybody's going to try their version of our music. When you make something great, people are going to imitate. Mary, I appreciate the Cash App. When you make something great, people are going to imitate. Listen to my corny ass Jesse Jackson rhymes. You make something great, they are going to imitate. This is my Jesse Jackson. Make it great, they gonna imitate. If you make it great, they gonna imitate. But it's true though. You make it great, I ain't tripping. People gonna imitate. But with the Destiny Swap, we lose something. And that's the point I'm making in today's. That's why I played so much music. That's why this show is demonetized and I'm still gonna leave it up. This show's long been demonetized, but I'm gonna leave it up. I'm a throughout the week, I'm gonna edit music out, and the full music version is gonna be up over on Patreon. But I'm still gonna leave this up. Because if I leave all of it in, it's gonna get like banned, like people won't be able to see it. And I don't want that. But I'm gonna take enough music out so people can see it. And some music is gonna remain. But this is, I wanted y'all to feel it. I wanted y'all to hear it. You lose the character of the songs. You lose the feeling. You lose the healing root in our music. When you allow this isn't, no shade to these people, but this ain't their music. They're not supposed to get it. They're not supposed to get it. This isn't their sound. They have their own music. And if they did get it, they don't have the depths to go there. And they don't have nobody that can sing as good as Phyllis Hyman. They ain't got nobody that can sing as good as Stephanie Mills. Gerald Levert. That's our shit. I was watching the Third Verse podcast right before I started. And salute to Justin Hunt, salute to Stat Quo. Before we get up out of here, I want to play this clip from the Third Verse podcast where Stat Quo is talking about, appreciate that, Sapia Queen. Here, Stat Quo is on Third Verse. He's talking about how Stat
this
is talking
nigga gave
about how
us education on a hit.
you're getting a lesson on a hit record. Listen to this by Stat.
Record. Lord have mercy. That nigga wrote his biggest song in a battle with one of the biggest artists we've ever seen in fucking rap history.
League, I appreciate the cash.
Eminem ain't even do that. Eminem ain't even do that. Jay-Z ain't do that. Biggie ain't do that. Name them. Rakim ain't do that. KRS-One ain't do that. Tupac ain't do that. What are we fucking talking about? Oh, shit. Oh, this nigga is crazy. And you wonder why he can't talk to niggas. The nigga crazy.
But this is him talking about, when he's talking on the third verse of Not Like Us, what Stat is talking about is the line that in the third verse, when in the diss of Drake, Kendrick talked about the slave system in Atlanta. It talked about slave. He said, you want to call us slaves. And then he broke down how the railroad industry was started in Atlanta by the slaves and then former slaves, and how the railroad industry, how black people were used to build the railroad industry, and how people came down to Atlanta and used that black labor, used that black genius, used that black innovation to take and back to wherever they come from, and not show credit to where they got it from. That's what he's talking about. But listen to what Stat. I'm gonna listen to the long form of what Stat had to say about that.
This is my opinion. This is the largest gap I have ever seen in rap music, as far as talent wise and skill.
He's talking about right now the gap between Kendrick and everybody else in rap.
Skill wise in rap, where I can say one person is significantly better than everyone else.
Right.
It's never been like this for me. He's significantly better, in my opinion, guys. So don't get mad at me. He's significantly better than everyone else, and he proved it here. Because the thing that Drake said he could not do, he did it, and he did it huge. He made hit records and club joints, and they said he couldn't make those. Regardless, you ain't from LA, they don't move. Your club don't move how I move out here. But I'm telling y'all, this nigga had the clubs on smash out this motherfucker with that. He music. Did. Period. So it's like he did that, and that was his whole shit that he couldn't do it. And I remember, I said it before. I remember Top telling me, he said, "Wait till tomorrow." And I remember sitting in my fucking jacuzzi outside at the pool. Ironic, because I was listening to Drake. As everyone knows, I listen to Drake at the pool. He makes incredible pool music. And I almost dropped my damn phone in the jacuzzi. I called Top laughing like a motherfucker. Ha 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 ha. I said, Top, he's gone, baby. Get him up out of there, man. I listened to that third verse at least 100 times that day. I could not believe that this nigga was educating niggas on the third verse on a hit. Honestly, bro, if y'all really want to understand my mindset, that's one of the main reasons that our podcast.
I couldn't believe that Kendrick was educating people on the third verse. More threads. I appreciate the Cash App. He's talking about how Head and Shoulders of Kendrick is above everybody else right now in rap. And his ability to make a song and educate at the same time. And that, you know what that is? That's because Kendrick is rooted in Black American cultures and tradition. Craig Hunter, I appreciate the Cash App. That's because Kendrick is rooted in the Black American culture. That's part of the culture, to educate and entertain at the same time. We just proved it. The same way James Brown would educate and entertain. People, we got to get over before we go under. That's what James Brown did, the father of hip hop. That's what Smokey Robinson did. That's what Stevie Wonder did. That's what Michael Jackson did. Michael Jackson, Stevie Wonder, Prince. Kendrick is in that lineage. The reason why Kendrick is head and shoulders above everyone else in the game right now is because most of everybody else in the game right now on the charts ain't us. The distance between Kendrick Lamar's ability and all these other people, J. Cole is great, but J. Cole is he was raised by, he had no disrespect to his mom. I'm not criticizing him, but J. Cole is mixed. Drake, raised in Canada. All of them other people that are not Black American. They're really good rappers. But there's a level that they can't reach because it's not their music. The same reason why there's a level that we can't reach in other people's music. Your best of your best is going to reach is going to be the best in your sound. Let's keep going.
As it's called the third verse. Not only did he do a third verse that people weren't even doing no more, but this nigga is on his third verse. He took the time out on a diss hit song to actually give us some substance. What? In the 2020s, we getting substance on a record where niggas is dancing in rap from a nigga from Compton? I said, oh man, get the fuck up out of here, man. Get this nigga a straight jacket. Get this nigga up out of here. Though.
While dancing. Substance while dancing. Substance while dancing. Got me thinking about somebody named James Brown. Got me thinking about some.
Keep going up.
That's what it reminded me of.
People, gotta get over before we go under. Down, Lord. People, we gotta get over before we go under. Hey, country, you didn't say what you meant. You just changed. Brand new funky president. Stock market going up, jobs going down. It ain't no funky job to be found. Tax keep going up. Change from a glass. Now I drink from a paper cup. Getting bad.
Prices keep going up. Now I'm drinking from a paper cup. From a glass to a paper cup. Listen to that line. Prices keep going up. They got the word wrong, not bad, it's glass.
Tax keep going up. Change from a glass. Now I drink from a paper cup.
Talking about the condition, the social condition of Black America while dancing. Prices keep going up. Now I went from drinking from a glass to a paper cup. We've always danced to substance. Kendrick Lamar shows you he's the true personification of the Black American tradition. Mind you, as bad as the industry gets, you always have to have one or two people who are credible. If they're not two credible pop artists, then the whole thing goes down. You always got to have one or two people who are credible. And Kendrick is the one or two that's credible. These were number one dance songs in Black America at one point. I talk about this all the time. Y'all regulars know this song. All your strength at your command. How's your faith? Because your faith is you. Who you kidding? To yourself be true. Spread love for a brighter day. For what you search, you'll find a way. This is the opening line to dance music. We always have messages in our shit. We are the mighty people. Mighty people of the sun. In our heart, all the answers to the truth you can't run from. This whole song talking about us as Black people. This song went number one. That's a number one dance tune. We are the mighty, mighty people of the sun. In our heart lies all the answers to the truth you can't run from. We used to dance and get a message and not even know we getting a message. So again, that's what Kendrick Lamar brings, because Kendrick Lamar is from the culture. See, Craig Hunter, I appreciate the cash app. Yeah, we had education in our music. Our music has education. We have education. In our music, there's education. There's education in our music. Education. Education. In the music, education. Michael Jackson had education in the music. Let's pick out a song. Let's pick out a Michael Jackson song. He had Heal the World, Earth Song, gospel, rock. Michael Jackson talking about how they fucking up Earth and educated us on how they're killing the animals. Because we could be as pro-black as we want, but the ocean matters. The animals matter. The quality of air matters. The forest matters. We get our oxygen from the forests. Michael Jackson was reminding us that we share Earth with more than just us in his music. Ice Cube. Messages in the music. A forensic analysis of Black America. Can you tell us who released our animal instinct? And the white man sitting there tickled pink.
And all y'all dope dealers, you as bad as the police, cause you kill us. You got rich when you started slanging dope, but you ain't built us a supermarket, so we can spend the money with the blacks.
Too busy buying golden Cadillacs. All you dope dealers, you as bad as the police, cause you kill us. You got rich when you started slanging dope, but you ain't built us a supermarket, so we can spend our money with the blacks. Too busy buying golden Cadillacs. Exploiting us like the Caucasians did for 400 years. I got 400 tears for 400 peers. Died last year from gang-related crimes. That's why I got gang-related rhymes. But when I do a show to kick some facts, us black folks don't know how to act. Sometimes I believe the hype, man. We mess it up for ourselves and blame the white man.
But don't point the finger, you
Take a look at yourself, you dumb nigga, you. This was a standard. When this was the standard in hip hop, when this was the standard in R&B, when this was the standard, no one could touch us. We didn't have no tether issues when this was the standard, did we? Yeah, the whole Songs in the Key of Life, education, all of us. Fulfilling this is first finale, talking book. This whole run Stevie Wonder had. Already all of Stevie Wonder's music. But if you want to focus on a key area in Stevie Wonder's music, start with Music of My Mind, and then go through really talking book, Inner Visions, Fulfilling This is First Finale, and Songs in the Key of Life. These 4 albums right here will get you through your whole life. Superstition, Blame It on the Sun. It was funky. It was musically diverse. You didn't stick to no one genre. You ain't just Visions. Living for the City will teach you so much. Higher Ground. All in Love is Fair. Living for the City is just...
And you can bet he barely makes $1. His mother.
The cost of this destiny swap is the cost of our number one healing power, our number one education tool, and that's music. Healing education is how we've always used our music. Fun. But fun is also healing. Substance. Substance is education. Sometimes the education is not academic. Sometimes the education is just an education on how life works, an education on the world around us, an education on reflecting what we see on a day-to-day basis back into our music. That's an education. All right. So have I proven my point, chat room? Did I give you guys some lessons, some substance today? I hope so. I hope I didn't just sound like an old ass uncle. Leave a comment in the video afterwards. Make sure y'all leave a comment when I'm done with the video. Even though I'm not gonna get monetized, still push this up in the algorithm, all right? Even though I'm not gonna get monetized, but I'm gonna leave this up because I want people to get this lesson. This isn't just me crying and complaining, being some old ass complaining ass nigga. That's not what this is about. This is about showing us that we have something that's very precious and we're screwing it off. Our ancestors left us a beautiful thing. Stevie Wonder left something precious. Count Basie left us something precious. Fats Waller left us something precious, and we fucking it up by lowering the bar to allow these people to come in and destiny swap with us and turn around and not give us what our music is there to give us. Ella Fitzgerald left us something, man. Ella Fitzgerald and Billie Holiday and Mahalia Jackson didn't heal us so we can allow Kalani to come in here and sing some depressed ass music to agree with our depression. You don't think that this shit that they have out right now, this Kalani shit, this all this nonsense that they singing, Rihanna, all that Drake, all that depressed shit, you don't think that Mahalia Jackson didn't feel that way sometimes? You don't think Billie Holiday felt that way? You don't think Billy Eckstein felt that way? They all felt that. And they probably felt it harder than we feel it because they didn't have no goddamn counseling. They didn't have a therapist in medicine to deal with it. They didn't have Social Security. For all you bum-ass rappers, I want to be like, we had it hard. Nigga, you asked Section 8. Louis Armstrong didn't have no fucking Section 8. He had to play in whorehouses at 8 years old to make his money. The people that gave us this sound cap, these people didn't have Section 8. They didn't have government cheese. They didn't have food stamps. They didn't have rehab clinics. They didn't have medicine. They didn't have mental health advocacy. They didn't have none of that shit. Hell, they didn't have air conditioning. But they still made music that showed us that there will be a brighter day. Yeah, Sarah Vaughan. Sarah Vaughan didn't have air conditioning when she grew up. And we fucking it up, lowering the bar, let these people do their music. Let The Weeknd live. Let Drake live. Black music. And I'm calling you out. And I love TDE, but y'all listen to me. I'm calling y'all out. I like Imani. I think she's a good artist. And she probably can really sing. I'm calling these black artists out. But I will give Snoop Dogg credit. Because he's pushing like Charlie Burrell, real singer. He's pushing Jane Hancock. She can sing. I will give Snoop credit. Snoop is pushing both Charlie Burrell and Jane Hancock, two real singers. You got to go hear Jane Hancock sing live.
Tell me you wanna know. Yeah, you knew my back out. Screaming God's name, what is it?
Now, what I'm gonna need you to do, Snoop, is to put some live production behind Jane Hancock. Put some live music behind her. But nah, we need some live music, live bands, string arrangers, horn arrangers, real good poet writers, and real singers. That's what we need. We have to replace what was broken because our music is a tool of education and emotional intelligence. It's an emotional guide. It heals. It's our medicine. All right? Make sure y'all leave a comment after the video. Education. Hopefully you got your education. On today's program, we got education. All right? Y'all have a good one. Oh, and also go to Patreon. All these plays that I played from today are on my Patreon. All right? Y'all have a good one.